Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you the next game in the Steel Division Normandy 44 Great Paradox Tourney, and in this one we're going to be seeing Rust versus Neff in the first game of their best of three. So the map that's been chosen for this one is Colleville, and that's the third unique map that we've seen in this tournament so far. So I hope that continues and that we continue to see like different maps throughout the tournament and that not one map is favoured. A lot like in sort of Wargame where Mudfields was like the one that was played the most in 1v1, whereas all the other maps were sort of left to one side. But in this game it seems as though a lot of maps are preferred by different players. And also the rules of the tournament do allow, you know, pick either faction or map first, and obviously different people have different preferences, so that's always cool as well. Now we are going to be seeing the 1st Panzergrenadier on the side of Rust and 17th SS Panzergrenadier on the side of Neff. Now considering this is the 1v1 version, the towns aren't actually in the middle, which makes the terrain actually relatively difficult to fight over. It's quite open, honestly, and you're generally relying on the use of these orchards on the top side and the mid here. On the bottom side, usually you don't see too much contention. There will be like a unit here, and there might be like a unit here and here for the blue side, and that will just remain that way for the majority of the game. Most of the fighting generally tends to happen on the top side of this map, so we'll have to wait and see if that is actually the case in this one. But Neff is actually deploying quite a lot down the bottom side. We do see a command infantry there, what looks like an IG-18. We have the AT gun there, so like Pak 38 IG combo with a couple of infantry. Then in the mids we have what is probably a Pak 40 or the Pak 43. Can you get in the 17th SS? I can't remember, but I'm not sure why it would need that tracked vehicle if that wasn't a Pak 43. Either way, more infantry, Stoss Troop on the top side here, quite a lot of Stoss Troop actually. 3 Stoss Troop with the recon infantry there and a command infantry. Over on the blue side we do see Rust has already deployed as well, multiple units of infantry, probably the rifles there, with the Vickers HMG and an AT gun. Cromwell 5 at the start and also the Stuart command to go with it, making that Cromwell 2-star veteran, which is very nice to see. And then we have the recon infantry in there and the HMG, another HMG to the top side with an infantry squad and command. They're pretty spread out on both sides, but Rust going a lot less on the bottom side than Neff is. Neff might be looking to push quite hard with an IG-18 backing up his infantry. So it was a Pak 40, it wasn't a Pak 43. A Pak 43 I think is in the 21st Panzer, that's why it confused me. But yeah, the Pak 40 being dropped out here does have the 1-star veterancy accompanied by the Panzergren Führer. Ooh, that's a nice shot there from Neff early on. Takes out one of the rifles for free. Also, the Stoss Troop managed to kill off a recon squad, I believe that was. And they're getting pretty damn close to the Cromwell as well. So some Neff making some pretty good plays at the start here. Pak 38 almost taking out the Zwiadowski as well. HMG is coming down to engage the Stoss Troop. The Stoss Troop will probably annihilate the Vickers at close range. Pak 38 though, can it get the kill onto the Cromwell? Just missed 2 shots, and with both of the Stuart and the Cromwell hitting it, that's going to be pinned down and most likely killed off. And Rust getting away with that one. Zwiadowski and the Strelzy trying to hold back the Stoss Troop that are running forwards at the moment. They're trying to use their smoke grenades to close the distance. Zwiadowski at close range aren't bad though. 7 HE. Stoss Troop, however, 18 HE. Again. That's quite a large difference. So recon going to go down there, and the smoke's going to be used to push directly onto the rifles there. IG-18 is opening up onto the CKM Vickers, and up on the top side the Stoss Troop have now engaged the rifles, and the rifles are getting torn apart 2v1. Stoss Troop will annihilate any enemy infantry they come up against. going to be the same fate for the command infantry there as well. And this carrier does not want to get very close either, because that's a 150 meter range AT weapon that could definitely do the job. And the Cromwell nearly got in a couple shots there that counted, but down on the bottom side, Stoss Troop going to be killing off the rifles that were here. The Vickers is being pinned down by the IG-18. We do see the Panzergrenadier smoke off the Pak-38 here. Really well played by Neff. I haven't really ever thought to do that before. Often you see people like use Panzergrenadier with their AT guns, but I completely forget all the time that they have smoke. And seeing him use the smoke there on the Pak-38 does allow him to get that out from enemy fire. On the top side, the carrier did go down to the Panzerfaust, and it's likely we're also going to see the Vickers go down to the Stoss Troop soon, once the Speed Troop arrive and reveal them. So these Stoss Troop are in a nightmare position at the moment. Really annoying for Rust, because he can't push down this road to the center of the map, which is ideally where he wants to be. However, the Pak-40 is here and almost in position really to shoot down that road. Going to be seeing the 6-pounder get hit by the Pak-40, and that only takes one more shot, and that's going to be down. Stoss Troop, I think, missed their shot onto the Universal Carrier. Panzergrenadiers now opening up onto Zwiadowski. Pak-38 is going to get a shot onto the Universal Carrier instead, so that means that the Stoss Troop are fine. And we're also going to be seeing the Panzergrenadier open up onto the Vickers. Only one shot needed, and that's going to do the job. Vickers going down on the bottom side. Shooter knocked out from the Cromwell. New Pak-38 has arrived in the same position and is hammering that Cromwell. Has the penetration, it just needs to land the shot, and crew knocked out with it falling back, and that's not good at all. Stoss Troop have gone down, however, to Rust's Strelzy. Can that Pak-38 get the penetrating shot? It's only 7 armor. Bailed out. There we go. Cromwell 5 is neutralized. So now he's going to be looking to kill off the Stuart. Rust has got to be very careful not to go into line of sight of that. Pak-40 is currently hammering the Universal Carrier in the center. That's going to be going down there. So now the Stuart trying to take on the Pak-38. Bit of a big mistake there. Somehow the 10 AP did not penetrate the 5 armor of the Stuart, and it looks like Ross might just get away with that. Never mind, last shot comes in and the Stuart goes down. So the Cromwell 5, like I said, is neutralized. No longer has to worry about that from Neff, and Neff in this scenario is in a perfect position with his Panzergrens. These orchards work really well with Panzergrens due to the MG42. The range that they can fire is about 200 meters. So they've now got the car and the MG on target, which is 11 HE compared to the 4 HE of these rifle squads. So on the top side, Stoss Troop still trying to push through, but 2 squads of rifles going to definitely be able to kill a Stoss Troop squad in a 2v1. So that's worked out nicely. The IG-18 and the Pak-38 have moved up, and they are now hammering reinforcing rifles that are coming to the bottom side. But this is not looking good. As soon as these rifles go down, especially with the help of this IG and the new infantry arriving, that's going to open up a huge hole in the bottom side. Cromwell didn't really do too much, neither did the Stuart, and they both died. So really not getting value for money out of his forces, Rust, at the moment. It's an IG-33 even being brought up, and that is going to delete those rifle squads. We did see the surrender there as the Panzergrens got dropped out. There we go, more damage coming down. IG-18 also joining in. We are going to see a 2-inch mortar carrier on the way, but that only has 700 meter range, so it's going to be very risky going up against the IG-33 with its 27 HE. That 27 HE is more than enough to take out the 2-inch carrier. On the top side, we are seeing a flak-filling arrive, just to cover the tree lines there, as well as provide, obviously, anti-air. Pak-40's done a fantastic job in the mid at the moment, using all 20 of its HE rounds. Stoss Troop go in and finish off the carrier there. So these Stoss Troop running across the open. They do have another smoke grenade. I'm interested to see why that hasn't been used, especially considering Neff is very aware of the fact that they have smoke grenades. So yeah, loses quite a lot of health on his Stoss Troop, I think, for no reason really. Now the 2-inch mortar carrier did take quite a lot of damage by the looks of things, or take a lot of fire, not necessarily damage, and has suffered the morale penalty because of that, but has found itself a pretty nice position in order to mortar this infantry that's approaching the rifles here. On the top side, both of the rifle squads have been killed off, and that's going to open up a huge salient. In the center, the Starstrup trade with one of the rifle squads as well. And now it's pretty much looking doomed for Rust now. He has barely any units left on the map. He's got a rifle squad here that's going to surrender because there's no command. He's got a rifle squad in the center that's going to die due to the Panzergrenadiers and Speertrupp machine guns. And then in the mid, there's another rifle squad. However, it looks like the IG-18 will just be able to clean that up. IG-33 on the bottom side. Going to be hammering the center, whilst the Panzergrenadiers finish off the HMG there. +3 now for Neff, and yeah, this is looking really, really bad for Rust right now. There is not too much he can really do to pull this back. There is just too much of a disparity in forces on the field at the moment in order to pull this back, and that's just such a shame. Rust can keep trying, however, and there is still time left on the clock, 11 minutes until Neff wins. He's just got to find the kills onto the support weapons, so the IG-18, the PaK-38, the IG-33. If he can get mortars in, or maybe a Cromwell 6 or 4, that can use the long-range HE to hit these units. There we go, Cromwell 6. Then he will be able to possibly bring this back, and that's what I would have liked to have seen at the start, especially against the 17th SS Panzergrenadier. Using the Cromwell 6s would have been much more ideal. For hammering Starstrup, you can kill Starstrup in a couple shots with Cromwells, honestly, and they are fantastic for killing off the IG PaK-38 combo, and I've mentioned that many times before. So very odd sort of reliance on the Cromwell 5s from Rust. Now, the Cromwell 5s can be really good. You saw it annihilate one of the PaK-38s already, but if they get caught out, then they don't really, they're just not good enough. Whereas like the Cromwell 6s, at least they keep their range, 1,200 meter range. And this Cromwell, it needs to come down, needs to come over to about here, start getting some shots into these IG-18s. However, we now have the Stug on the way, and that's definitely going to be enough to do some work onto this armor. IG-18, however, or IG-33, going to be suffering under fire from the Cromwell 6. Once he pins that down, he needs to put the fire position command on it, otherwise it will become stealthed again. And as you can see, so this is where Rust needs to set the fire position command to kill it off. Because by the time that moves back, especially considering how slow they are, he would have got the kill. Now on the bottom side, 3 half-tracks coming in with Dragoni, and these are going to try and make back some ground on the bot side. But with this Stug on the way, he's going to have to hope that his Stuart 5 can do the job. Now the IG-33 opening up once again when it gets line of sight. The PaK-40 is on the road here. Oh, that poor Stuart. It's gone. Now with the Stuart gone, Stug 3 is perfectly clear to push forwards and hit this Cromwell 6, which has now taken a lot of morale damage due to both the PaK-38 and the IG-33. And on the top side, Cromwell 5 goes down to the Starstrup. Unfortunately, if you're losing Cromwell 5s to Starstrup like that, then you're never really going to win the game. And that was just really, really unfortunate. The Neff making use of the smoke from the Panzergrenadier and the Starstrup in this game has definitely won it for him. Stug 3 just picking off multiple half-tracks here that brought in the Dragoni. And the Starstrup there also almost getting a shot off with the Panzerfaust, but don't need to, as the Stug does collect that one too. 3-star veterancy. Going to be more than enough to do a ton of damage. Constant reinforcements coming in for Neff. We have moved into phase B now, so we're seeing the Marder 3 arrive with an SBW-232. This is quite simply going to solidify his lead, and the investment in the Marder 3 is actually a relatively good idea because it's a lot less weak to things like this Cromwell 6 and also enemy artillery. Because, like I said before, the Pak 38 IG combo in Phase A is actually really weak to these Cromwell 6s, and I really expected the Polish player to be able to do quite well by screening with his rifles. However, that did not turn out to be the case. But now we've moved into Phase B, the sort of advantage continues to go in Neff's favour because he has the Marder 3 available, which sort of stops Rust using the Cromwell 6s and artillery against it so much. You're going to need some serious firepower to take out a Marder 3. And we did see the Cromwell go down there to the Stug as it got in line of sight. There is now an Achilles on the way though. And if it finds the range onto the Stug 3, that might be able to get a kill. However, is not being moved down to the bottom side just yet. It's continuing to roll up the centre, which is kind of risky, considering there's the Pak 38 here and the Pak 40 on the main road. And Pak 40 still firing away with more HE rounds. And this is really how you make use of a Pak 40. It's just doing so much work throughout this game, slamming those Dragoni. The Achilles is trying to get into line of sight of the Stug 3. One thing I might have liked to have seen here is the Stug 3 actually move up towards the town. And then basically when the Achilles comes around the corner, you're in the 1,000 meter range that you need to get the shot off. And it's very likely that the Achilles will actually miss its first shot because it has no veterancy. Whereas the Stug 3 is way more likely to hit with the 6 accuracy and the 3-star veterancy. So now infantry being moved up to take the town. Do you see the rest of the half tracks go down? And Stosstroop going to be smoking up in front of them in order to approach these houses and take them over. IG-18, IG-33, slamming those buildings. However, this is possibly a mistake. Oh my. IG-33 forcing Neff's Stosstroop almost to surrender to the rifles, but fortunately ended up the other way around. Achilles is going to be getting a shot into that location as the IG-18 or IG-33 reveals itself. Panzergrenadier is going to want to get another smoke grenade down there to avoid the IG-33 being killed. That Panzergrenadier, however, is currently moving backwards. An interesting choice. IG-33 is going to take the shot towards the Achilles. Going to be lucky if he makes that work. Stosstroop, however, still killing off more Strelzy. Goodbye. 18 HE. Makes them surrender. There's a rifle squad behind enemy lines here. But once that reveals itself to the IG-18 and the Flak-Verling, it's going to die very quickly. More units are being rushed in by Rust. But at this point, with the +3 on the board and only 3 minutes left until Neff wins, it's going to be a futile attempt to get back into this one, especially after losing 2 Cromwells, well, actually 3 Cromwells, and a Stuart already, with Neff pretty much losing barely anything. He did lose his IG-33 down here, but probably just because of a miss micro more than anything. Now this Stug 3 might be able to sneak up enough in order to get a shot onto the Achilles. That'd be interesting to see. Stosstroop being shot at by the half-track here. That's fine. And on the top side, the Persi have been brought in with their half-tracks, which might be good enough to help pin down and take out some of these Stosstroop. However, as soon as this 232 decides to come round to play, those half-tracks are going to go down in an instant. Marder 3 has taken up position on the road and is just waiting for that Achilles to show itself. Is it in range of command? No, it's not. Neff probably should be moving forwards his command here just to make sure that that has its 2-star veterancy, so that if the Achilles does move round, he can get that kill. Stoss troop there, going to be taking out the rifles. Flak 36 on the bottom side. Going to be hitting the Dragoni. Dug 3 did actually go down to the Achilles. Achilles managing to get that accurate shot off, especially considering it was under pressure by the IG-18, and it's only got 6 accuracy without any command. Interesting to see indeed. Either way, Marder 3 going to be popping a Sherman down the road, and that's another expensive tank brought in by Rust that's just going to go down immediately. The Persi are approaching and trying to kill off the Stoss troop, and honestly Persi at close range will win because they have more than enough men to do so. These Persi need to get within the 100-meter range to pin down the Panzergrenz. However, with the mortar fire coming in from Neff, not going to be the case. I'm sorry if there's any background noise, guys, but I think it's hailing outside at the moment. It's currently hitting my window, which is kind of frustrating. But either way, Marder 3 still popping units down the road. We see the 232 hammering the Persi and Streltsy in the town. Stoss troop do try to make a run across the open, but aren't quite covered in time. Allows the Persi to cut them down in the open. On this top side, it's only a matter of time until all of this infantry surrenders. Panzergrenz taking on the Streltsy at close range. Panzergrenz going to pin them down and make them surrender. The last guy gives up. Now the flak filling, Flak 36 attacking the Dragoni. Neff should probably be having his Stoss troop attack move towards those, but he's most likely more concentrated in the centre at the moment, as he wants to break into this town. But only 14 seconds left on the clock, so any mistake now doesn't really matter, as Neff has pretty much secured his victory. 232 just going for a wild ride down the centre. And that's game. A total defeat for Rust, as Neff wins the game quite damn convincingly. 1,695 kills to 395 losses in 19 minutes and 40 seconds. Very, very well done by Neff. This Pack 40 paid off so damn much. Look at that. Lovely stuff. Takes out 2 6-pounders, honestly, and 1 Stuart there. Also took out a bunch of infantry. We see the Stoss troop killing off pretty much all of the motorized units that the 1st Panzer was bringing in to like reinforce, and that's a big deal because if Rust hadn't really wasted these command carriers and the half tracks, they could have really helped pin down the Stoss troop from a distance while his rifles kind of soaked the shots. His rifles would have taken a lot of damage being in range of Stoss troop. However, having that sort of Bren fire in order like there to help you out, it would have definitely been good. Pack 38 takes out a Cromwell 6 in the end. Cromwell 5 going down there. Cromwell 6 as well. Was that 2 Cromwell 6s went down in that game? Looks like it was. Crazy stuff. Either way, very, very good game. We're going to have to see what Rust can do in the next game of the best of 3 in order to bring this back. So I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.